Today is October the 4th, and welcome to MotiveWave version 5, Public Beta 1. And I just want to remind you that I am not an employee of MotiveWave. I'm just a very happy user, and I've been using MotiveWave for 3 years, and I'm very glad to help other people to use it by providing videos. So normally my videos are about 1 minute to 3 minutes long. There are so many changes between version 4 and 5 that I'm going to break this down into probably 2, maybe 3 5-minute videos. Going to cover things in a hopefully a systematic way. But first of all, let's just take a look at the different interfaces. Now I know this is the light version, but I've got the dark theme over here. The look and feel is much crisper, very, very nice, in your face, bold. I really like it. The choice of the fonts, the font size, it's just a much more pleasant product to use. It's always been the best in class, if you ask me, for technical analysis, but now it's even better. It looks better. First things first, on the chart, see these little things over here, which used to frustrate people, I'm sure, because if you had a study down here, you might end up clicking on the study. So they were hard to click these little things, and one was to expand and one was to zoom in, zoom out. Well, they're gone. And now they're replaced with just this, or this. And also, if you're a Mac user and you have a Magic Mouse, you can move your finger up and down on the Magic Mouse to resize your chart. I believe in the next beta, Tony may add a left and right swipe for the Magic Mouse users so that you can go back and forth like this. That wasn't possible when you went up and down on your Magic Mouse with version 4. It looked like that. When you went left and right, you got the nice backward scrolling, and I think Tony's going to add that back to version 5. It's very crisp, lightning fast response. All the charts on the page are now linkable. So he's changed how you link things. But if I go into this multi-chart here and I view link, if I link them all, now when I change a study, or a template rather, on one chart, it changes them on all. If I change my bar size, it changes them all to those bar sizes. Now that's pretty cool. There will be other changes available to you in the preferences that will have to do with linking. Well, let's talk about them now. You can now link, your default link type will be bar size or instrument or none. You can now set what type of default linking type you want by which color you've grouped your charts in, and you've noticed there's 3 or 4 new colors here. So linking is really intelligent now, and I really like it. The ability to take a chart like this one and zoom it quickly to the present date is done a little bit differently. And this is the small toolbar here, where you have the log scale, the normal, semi-log scale, the normal scale. You've got your templates. You've got your ability to add bird's eye view. You can set these time ranges. I've added a few more things. What's default is this one here right now, which is choose the date below to move to. So the ability to shift to the present date isn't in the default setup, at least not in beta 1. So to change that, you go into the preferences, into toolbar, and choose the bar size selector toolbar, which is this little guy right here, and make sure to find under S, shift to present, and then you'll have the shift to present. You can also add zoom in and zoom out. You can add any actions you want to that toolbar. They don't have to be limited to the ones that were available to you in version 4 or that come to version 5. So now If your chart is way back and you want to go to the present date, you can now do that. Come on, come on. Well, I'll have to talk to Tony about that. It is not doing it. Okay, but I'm sure that it will. Very cool feature here is the ability to get rid of as many tabs as possible, and you can put that icon directly up into your toolbar. Now, we had that before in version 4, and I don't know if it was called the condensed view, or maybe there was even the show tabs, but I just found it when I was looking at version 5 and comparing it to 4, and I really like it. This is a super feature, and it's when you add the components panel. You notice the components panel doesn't come up just for the small chart you selected. It comes up for all of them. So if you want it to be active on the caterpillar chart, then you click on the caterpillar chart. You want it to work with the AGNC chart, then you move it to the AGNC chart. So only one components panel for all of your charts. Really, really like that. The scans. Let's go down to scans. Let me choose a scan. Well, I don't want to take your time watching me do a scan, so I'll drag over what that looks like. And come on. Now when you do a scan, you're going to be given scores that are excellent, very good, good, fair, and poor, which to me is much better than the green dots and red dots and yellow dots. Much clearer. So next, let's go into what's new on the drop-down menus. And I'll bring over a comparison for you. In version 4, when you clicked on new, you had these selections. Now in version 5, it's a little bit different. You no longer have chart group. It's now called desktop. As far as I can tell, it works the same. You no longer have quote sheet, but when you add a new watch list, you'll have the ability to work with quote sheets in your watch list. The backup, now when you do a backup, your backups are now zip files. You can put them anywhere you want, but they're zip files so that you can look inside them and you can see the different things that have been saved, and you'll have the ability to bring them back, one at a time if you want, instead of bringing back everything that you restored. That is very good. Let's look at the view. What's the difference when you click on view? Well, the first difference is the links, which I told you before. Linking is quite different, much smarter. You can go to the components with a Command C. They have the show tabs in both of them. I'd never used it before in 4. But other than that, it doesn't look like there's much difference in these two things. But I will talk to you about group studies. Aha, yes, group studies. New and really, really good. So let's go into charts, and let's look at this chart here, and let's put in a couple of studies. Let's put in a study on balance volume. And let's put in another study that I've used recently, and let's put in, let's put in a different one. Let's put in RSI. So RSI, relative strength indicator. Let's just bring that in, leave it as the default. So now I've got 2 of them. They're taking up a lot of real estate on my little small chart here. So I can go into this great thing, which I would put an icon for, up here in the toolbar. But for now, we're going to go into View and say Group Studies. Bang. The group studies are now down at the bottom, and you can click through them and you can add multiple group studies. And they just show up as tabs at the bottom. So I think that's really great. What's next? You can add two toolbars. So if you do View, under Display, you now have the ability to add toolbar 2 and a ticker tape. We're already at 10 minutes. I apologize. I was going to make these 2 5-minute videos. So I'm going to stop this and go to part 2.